Gallery this Juneteenth, a new chapter in American history opens up just 90 miles south of Milwaukee. The Obama Presidential Center is welcoming its very first visitors in Chicago, a tribute to the 44th President of the United States and the first Black American elected to the nation's highest office. I met an artist from Milwaukee whose work will be part of this historic moment and whose own journey is deeply rooted to the legacy the center celebrates.
At Wells and Milwaukee Streets downtown, this Voting Rights Are Human Rights mural is a colorful reminder that behind every vote is a story.
When you have a perspective, I think it's so important to find a way to get it out, whether you write it or you show it visually.
Tyanna Buie is one of the artists who helped create it.
Because I don't know much about my history because I grew up in the foster care system. I learned a lot about African American history in New Orleans, and I learned about the Tin raps and Black women not being able to wear their hair out. It was, too noticeable. So I thought it was interesting to tie in what the women in my life to this history that I know I'm a part of, but I'm not sure how. So it was amazing to see, especially my great aunt focalized in the piece, and a representation of me and my family, but also like the legacy around voting. So I thought that was really awesome. You just keep doing your thing, and then things happen for you. Because
her own legacy around civic engagement dates back to 2004.
My first time meeting President Obama was when I was in 2004 when he was running for senator. And my youth church, they asked us to go out and be a part of his float. And I got to meet him. And I remember I was young, I didn't know much about politics at the time, but it was my introduction into the world of politics.
Hello, Chicago.
4 years later, her vote would help Barack Obama make history as the first Black president of the United States.
But tonight, because of what we did on this day, in this election, at this defining moment, change has come to America.
Now, nearly 2 decades later, as the Obama Presidential Center opens its doors, Buie finds herself part of that story.
What was it like to get that call and be chosen to have your art in this presidential center?
It still hasn't set in yet. It still feels like a dream. I remember when I first was contacted, they never said what the project was. So 8 months went by and I was like, oh, I forgot. And they're like, hey, let's talk. I was like, what's up? They're like, so they loved your project. You're good to go. I said, who's they? What are we talking about? And that's when they said, oh, we didn't tell you. It's the Obama Presidential Center. And I was like, oh my goodness.
One of just 30 artists selected to create a piece for the center's collection.
My space went into a room that was about being fired up for change. And it was also a space where people can sit, lounge, and actually just take it all in. So the piece is called Be the Change, ! Because I always thought it was great to think about how I can be the difference and not wait for someone else to do it. And so in the piece, there's different ways of thinking about changing. There's voting, of course, and there's also signing petitions. There's change.org. There's also letting your voice be heard. So I have all these different symbols that symbolize the different ways that we can be a part of change.
It's a full circle moment for Buie.
You work so hard for something and you get to always come back to see it. So I think that's a beautiful, it's a beautiful part of being an artist.
From casting a vote that helped shape history to creating art that will help tell it.
And the Obama Presidential Center opens today in Chicago. Tickets are sold out, though, through the fall.